Our scripture for this morning is found in 1 Corinthians 13th chapter, and it can be found in your Pew Bibles on page 934. The gift of love. If I speak in the tongues of mortals and of angels, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away all my possessions, and if I hand over my body so that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. But as the prophecies, they will come to an end. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will come to an end. For we know only in part, and we prophesy only in part. But when the complete comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put an end to childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we see face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. And now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love. Here ends the reading.
Thanks be to God.
Our second scripture reading comes from the book of Luke, 15th chapter, 11 through the 32nd verse, and it can be found on pages 850 and 851. Then Jesus said, there was a man who had 2 sons. The younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the share of the property that will belong to me. So he divided his property between them. A few days later, the younger son gathered all he had divided and traveled to a distant country, and there he squandered his property in dissolute and living. When he had spent everything, a severe famine took place throughout the country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him to the fields to feed the pigs. He would gladly have filled himself with the pods that the pigs were eating, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, how many of my father's hired hands have bread enough and to spare? But here I am dying of hunger. I will get up and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired hands. So he set off and went to his father. But while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. Then the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his slaves, quickly, bring out a robe, the best one, and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. And get the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to celebrate. Now his eldest son was in the field, and when he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. He called one of the slaves and asked what was going on. He replied, your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted calf, because he has got him back safe and sound. Then he became angry and refused to go in. His father came out and he began to plead with him. But he answered his father, "Listen, for all these years I have been working like a slave for you, and I have never disobeyed your command. Yet you have never given me even a young goat so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed a fatted calf for him?" Then the father said to him, "Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found." Here is the reading.
Thanks be to God.
Good morning. I don't know if I have a young person in the back or if she feels so inclined, but we do have Sunday school. Is she interested in going, or would she like to stay with us? If there's one person in my congregation, a member, that could help her know where to go to, just one, not all of them. If she wants to go. So let us begin to pray. Lord, let our hearts be good soil, open to the seed of your word. Let our hearts be good soil where love can grow and peace is understood. When our hearts are hard, break the stone away. When our hearts are cold, warm it with the day. When our hearts are lost, lead us to your way. Lord, let our hearts be good soil today. Amen. For this month, I'm doing something we did last year called Love Stories. Just a wonderful time in this whole month of when we celebrate Eros love, to celebrate all kinds of love in the way that love impacts and shapes our lives. So I've invited people, and still am inviting people, to share their love stories. I don't mean your love story of romance, but any story that's impacted you, where love was present, that shaped and guided you. And so I have a few people that have been so gracious to say yes to sharing their stories. But again, if you have a love story, please see me after church. We'd love to invite you to share that story. It's through all of our stories that we are rich. It's through all of us that we begin to see God in much, much bigger ways. No one person can tell the richness of Christ, but it's by all of us testifying and sharing our stories and our experiences that helps us along the way. So today I want to thank Duone for being a person willing and open to sharing his story, and I'd like to invite him forward at this time to share his love story.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Just making sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So my job is to talk to you about love this morning, but to do that, I have to also talk about running and questionable decisions and marriage. Don't worry, the marriage is not a questionable decision. And strangers and people that you're close to and the occasional shove. I promise it'll all make sense after about 5 minutes. So first I want to show you a picture. That's me from about 2005. One of my hobbies is running, and this is me making a questionable decision. This is the year I decided to run my first marathon. Now, if you aren't familiar with marathons, this is where the questionable decision part comes in. People of their own free will decide to run just over 26 miles. Nobody makes you do it. You don't get any money. It actually costs you money. It costs you a bunch of time and a bunch of sore muscles. This is me doing it my first year. And I liked it so much, I have done it 5 more times since then. That's where the questionable decision comes in. And after I ran my first one, I got married. And being married is great for about 8,000 different reasons. But one reason it's great is because my wife always gives me all kinds of new perspective on things. So she was there when I ran my second marathon. And afterwards she asked me, what is it like to have all those people there? And then it occurred to me when I ran my first marathon, I was so busy trying to make sure I actually finished, I didn't pay attention to the fact that hundreds of thousands of people who aren't in the marathon come on Marathon Sunday to watch and cheer you on and give you inspiration. And I hadn't even seen that until she pointed it out to me. And she also gave me new perspective because she gets to watch all their interactions between people and their loved ones that they come specifically to watch. Just a quick side note, I'm really slow, so my wife has all kinds of time on her hands to watch all these other great human interest stories play out. And the one that we still talk about is one from about 5 years ago. Again, my wife has tons of time on her hands, so she chats up the people around her. And one year she's talking to these 2 ladies that are there to watch their sister. And they're standing there at about mile 20, which is the place where the marathon really starts to hurt. So eventually their sister comes along, and she is not in good shape. There's tears coming down her face, she's covered in sweat, she's got 8 million sore muscles. And my wife was really surprised by what these sisters did for her. They both came out and they gave the sister who was running the marathon the biggest hug you'd ever seen. And then immediately after that, they lovingly but gently shoved her back out. And they did that out of love because they knew how hard she had worked over all those months to get ready for that marathon. They knew they had to make sure that they did whatever they could to help her finish. And that has been a metaphor that has continued to define my wife and I's relationships with each other. We are there to love each other and give each other all the support we can, but to give each other the occasional shove. And we even jokingly do this every morning. Each morning we give each other a nice big hug, and because I usually leave the house first, she then pushes me out the door. At least she says it's out of love. I pretty much trust her with that. So that has inspired me to think about how can I do what people do for strangers at the marathon, and how can we do that same kind of thing for our loved ones? I mean, what if every Sunday was like Marathon Sunday? What if you saw strangers that you could use just a little bit of encouragement, and you clapped and cheered just as loudly as people do for me for some reason I still don't understand on Marathon Sunday? Yeah, what if we did that for each other all the time and not just one Sunday in October? And what can you do to be like those sisters were for the people that you're closest to? When you see somebody who's having an extremely tough time with their life journey, what can you do with your family and your friends are like family to just envelop them in love, and if necessary, even kind of give them a shove to get them back in that right direction? So because that stuck with me, that was one of the first things I thought of when she asked me to share the experiences of love that I've had in my life. So I hope the next time you see a stranger who could just use a boost, you clap for them like they're running 26.2 miles. And I hope that when you go back to your loved ones today, you give them a hug, and when necessary, a firm but loving push to them.
Amen. I think Duone is a preacher, so I'm glad that he was willing to share, even if it was a story. We do that every Sunday at United. We love you, and we send you right on back into the world. So we're going to love up on you a little bit more, and then we're going to send you back into the world. So in the bulletin is one title, and you still can use that because I will integrate it. But my second title is #Girl Day. #Girl Day. Last Sunday, I've started this new ritual at church that after church I do things to contribute to the next Sunday. And so I stayed a while after church and did some work. After all of you have gone home, go to my office and I do some work for the next Sunday. And so as I was leaving the church, I decided to quickly look at my Facebook page. And as I was looking at my Facebook page, the first thing that popped up was that Kobe Bryant had died in a helicopter crash. Now I was wondering if this was some sick joke, somebody, every now and then there's a snowbird, there's an urban legend. So I went on the internet and I typed in Kobe Bryant to see what came up, and there were all these hits. And sure enough, I realized that it wasn't a joke, it wasn't some prank, but that it was real, that Kobe Bryant actually had died in a helicopter crash. It kept getting sadder and sadder as I learned that 8 other people died, but not only Kobe, but that his young daughter was in the plane, and that there were, in addition to those 2, 6 other people on the plane as well. 7 other people on the plane as well, including the pilot. And then as you listen to all the stories, it just, kind of makes me feel sad. Mortality is real, and every day we are reminded that we are only on this earth for a short time. Like, if you knew today was your last day, well, I'm sure they didn't, but if you knew today was your last day, would you do anything different? Would you live it different? Would you mend a bridge, or would you speak a word? Would you embrace? Would you pull somebody in tight for a hug? I'm still in precious moments myself, trying to live and breathe in all the love I can. Stop piling for other times. That morning, Kobe also went to church, just like us. He's Catholic. He went to a Catholic church with his daughter, like we're doing today. And then he left to go coach his daughter's team in a tournament in which he's the coach. But he never made it to the game. And social media has exploded this past week. This week with all kinds of tributes and gatherings and people talking about his past, to Changing.org saying we should sue TMZ because they shared the news before his family found out. And this frenzy of activities, what drew me in, grounded me, and helped me be okay, was that on one of the news articles, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, they said that Kobe actually, from the way his body lay, was actually found holding his daughter, that they were actually embraced in one another. They were found holding each other. Again, I'm not sure if some journalist took some liberty license, but it felt good to me in the moment. Gianna, wanted to be a professional basketball player. Kobe recalls a fan walking up to him one day and saying, "Hey, you need to have some boys. You need to pass on your legacy." And he remembers his daughter stepping in and tapping the guy on the shoulder and saying, "I got this." She wanted to be a professional basketball player. The helicopter crash is beyond sad, but something soothes me, knowing that at least as Kobe went out spending quality family time with his daughter. In the Bible passage today, there's another daddy with 2 sons. Every child is different. Somebody ought to just go ahead and say amen. Every child is different. Just the way every parishioner, all of y'all are different. Just the way every student, a teacher would say, is different. The way every lover of music is different. The way every sports fan, somebody in the house of 49er, is different. The way every tea lover is different. The way every patient is different. The way every shopper is different. We are simple and complicated, and yet we are different. Same home, same daddy, but 2 different kids. And so this daddy had 2 boys that were different, and so the ways in which he would love them or appropriate his love for them and who they are would be different. Have you ever noticed that you can tell one child to do something and they more or less are compliant, but you can tell another child and that child don't believe fat meat is greasy? You can explain to one child whereas the other child has to fall flat on their blessed assurance to grasp the lesson. One child can learn through others and say, "No, I don't want to get in trouble. I see my brother, my sister," but the other child has to lean through and follow on the hard knocks of life. One child slips in the backdrop of the scene while another child is the life of the party. One eases down the road while the other finds a road that hasn't been traveled. Different dharma, different mentalities, different personalities. A friend of mine has twins. She has 2 boys, same IQ. One excelled and studied hard, and the other played and was a Romeo. One is in school, went to Whitney Young, no problem. The other had to go to Lane Tech, the B school. One was responsible, and you could always depend on him, while the other one, he was cute and funny. Two brothers, same daddy, different. And so when the old child comes to his dad and says, look, I want my inheritance, I want my money, I want my moolah, the dad already knows this child is going to blow the money away. But that's the way this child learns. Some get deaf on spare the rod, spoil the child, but spare the experience and you can handicap a child. In the words of the Frozen movie theme, let it go, let it go, let it go. Sometimes you gotta let people go. Sometimes you gotta let your children go. You can lose the battle and win the war. He gives his son the money and he lets him go. I imagine the son felt the lyrics and Johnny Kim just got paid Friday night party, humping, feeling right, body shaking all around. No one thinks when I'm getting down. The son had a few of those tear the roof off the house, YOLO, you only live once parties. The party was lit, but Daddy's wit says everything that goes up must come down. And so it was with this son with one stream of money in and the life he lived draining his resources. His money wasn't even funny, he was broke. And so he tries to get a minimum wage job, but he's got no real skills. And so he ends up working for less than minimum wages, and when the lyricist says, how low can you go, he manages to go real low. And suddenly the same folks that were there before are nowhere to be found. And he's out here struggling, struggling, struggling. And then while we're in this season of epiphany, how fitting that he would have an epiphany. And guess what would come to his mind in that epiphany? I got a father. Epiphany is when the wheel gets the oil that's needed. Epiphany is when the battery gets the charge it needs. Epiphany is when the eyes open to new possibilities. I got a daddy. He carries his broke behind home. He's humble. He's learned his lesson. He just wanted to get back the security of the very one he had left assured he knew it all. And this dad is so happy. This dad is so elated. This dad throws his son a party. And I get to thinking that this family must be related to my family because my family loves to party. The other son, who had stayed at home and worked side by side with his father, is checking the scene out from afar. You know, there's always someone looking from the side. He never spent his inheritance. He was always listening to his daddy. He made good grades in school. He had always been the son his daddy knew would take care of him in an old age. He's loyal. He's dependable. Some say he was born with the old man's spirit. He's been by his dad's side. Nobody ever really sees this son. He blends into the backdrop at the party. Not a lot of charisma, but he's trustworthy. And something happens to this son. He watches his dad throw his troubled brother a party. I know you got to know he didn't deserve it. And he suddenly feels something. In Corinthians it says, love does not envy. Y'all know what came over him. He started to feel jealous. He starts to feel hurt. Have you ever been jealous? Jealousy is like smoking a blunt. It will take you on a serious road trip and leave you in the middle of nowhere. Envy cuts off all the lights like you ain't paid calm air bill and stops oxygen to the brain so you can't think rationally. You start talking to yourself and stringing together sentences and experiences that paint you as the victim and whoever else as the villain. Envy is like a weed that doesn't need water as it grows out of control. You mean to tell me I've been working like a Hebrew slave beside my father and he got the nerve? And before you know it, you are way out in the cornfields and you don't even know how you got there. But you definitely ain't in your right mind. Jealousy puts a slant on a situation that tilts in your direction, a heavy heap of cow dung. Envy and jealousy is centered in somehow you perceiving that somebody else is getting what you want or deserve. In that case, I should have left and spent all my money. I've seen jealousy and envy a lot. It happens a lot with siblings and families. I have counseled people stuck and hurt because they thought their parents loved one child more than the other. Y'all know the story about Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel because God kept talking about how good Abel's gift was. What about Cain? Cain said, I got one better for you, and took Abel's life. He just wanted God to honor his gift, was all. But I've seen jealousy, not just in healthy families, dysfunctional families. I've seen jealousy. I've seen jealousy in the workplace. I've seen jealousy among religious leaders, civic leaders, public leaders, and I ain't even going to talk about Trump today. I ain't even going to give him the energy. I've seen it among my colleagues. I've seen it in churches. I've seen jealousy and envy a lot. Somehow in this era of globalization and media frenzy, we can feel like others have what we do not. Our life of loyalty and faithfulness and tithing and being someone who God could depend on feels small and irrelevant. The son found himself jealous. And I want to stop here before we miss the opportunity to say #MeToo and recognize it. It's not just a movement, but it's a condition we are born into. Looking at the man or the woman in the mirror, look a little closer and you will see jealousy is a part of our human condition. It's even used in marketing. He thought his brother had something he did not. I was watching this rap battle this week and there was only one winner, with all the other winners questioning if they had just spit out better lyrics, maybe I could have been that one winner. It's very easy to feel like somebody has something you do not. Jealousy is a toxic liquor that clouds up our rational and elevated thinking, and we are vulnerable to it. The loyal son thinks his brother got something he did not, without realizing he had his father's love for which there is no comparison. When the dad catches a whiff of his son's jealousy, he stops him dead in his track. Your brother was out there lost. I had not heard from him in years. I prayed for him, but I did not know where he was. My heart was heavy and sad, and now he's here. He was lost, and now he's found. And we have to celebrate when someone is lost and found. And I am happy, and I am throwing a party for your brother because he was lost. And now he's found. I'm so happy that he's home where he's belonged, but don't get it twisted. I have always loved you. Don't let the devil rent room in your head and charge you. Don't let envy blindside you. I just got one son back and I'm not about to lose another. Son, you have been loyal and more than a father could ever ask for. You have been by my side, it is true. Everything I have is yours. That's a powerful statement. Everything I have is yours. Envy lets us think we are not getting what we want without realizing that we have what we need. The dad says to the son, I love you. Don't get it twisted. I love you. I'm going to need the body of Christ to keep it 100% real and share this message because the world needs to heal, and tell it because some person needs to know, and spread it because some starving soul needs the Last Supper. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love hugs you close and sends you back out. Love never ends. And if the best we can do in this ride or die life is fall from the sky, holding the one we love, it's all right by me. Amen.